All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of The Danny Show. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, giving you commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. Today just so happens to be January the 23rd, 2022. And 22 years ago, on this very day, on this very Sunday, 22 years ago, was the Royal Rumble 2000, the first Rumble of the new millennium to take place in New York City. And congratulations to everyone that got the trivia correct about The Rock and John Cena. But let's get into today's review of Royal Rumble 2000 as a review from the past on the Attitude Era. And soon I will be putting forth a playlist. I have a playlist currently of birthday tributes to the wrestlers. And soon I will have a playlist for reviews from both the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression, as I will be trying to pull out reviews from the past on this day reviews on all of those great moments and great eras. But today, let's get started with Royal Rumble 2000. First match of the evening, we have Kurt Angle and who is the surprise man. Like Joe Gacy, Kurt Angle came out with his sarcastic smile and then insulted New York City as well as their sport teams, their baseball teams. The fans chanted, "We want Taz," and they got Taz. And boy, the roof blew up. It's not a cheap pop. When Taz came out, it was amazing to open up the show. And before there was ever a Brock Lesnar, Taz and Kurt Angle were the original builders of Suplex City, as both men would exchange their own versions of their own suplexes, including with Taz being the human suplex machine, suplexing Angle off the top rope, as well as German suplexing Kurt into a way where Kurt Angle did a backflip and fell on his front torso. And despite trading great suplexes, Taz was amazing in his debut by making Kurt Angle choke out to the Taz mission, and that was Kurt Angle's first loss, and he had to be carried out of the arena. From a scripted standpoint, that is. Beat him if you can. Survive if he lets you. Speaking of Taz, another former ECW superstar. Next on this list, we have two former WWE from ECW stars, the Dudley Boys, taking on the Hardy Boys in a tables match. And one of the amazing things about these guys is that the hard we if you followed me in the past, you know I covered No Mercy 1999 with Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys, and now we have the Hardys versus the Dudley Boys. And that was just setting the table for the last couple of years that the Attitude Era had left, and how they just so pushed new talent, as Rey Mysterio said on Monday Night Wars, to amazing heights. But let's get to the match. So the Dudley Boys come out and insult New York City, second time in the night, and promote apparently someone named John Rocker, who was also a baseball player, promoted him to want to be mayor, but fans weren't feeling it. So after the political talk, Hardys come in, and it is a tornado tag match, and we see a lot of amazing starts. It was amazing from start to finish. We see Jeff Hardy do a running senton on Bubba Ray, and even though it was strictly a tables match, that doesn't mean it was strictly acceptable for tables, because we will see chairs and a blue ladder. That blue ladder would be used as Matt Hardy would deliver a leg drop while Jeff Hardy did a splash from the top rope onto the floor, both men crashing onto Bubba Ray Dudley at the same time, eliminating Bubba Ray. Bubba Ray stayed for the action as they tried to eliminate Devon quickly, but Matt Hardy would miss the leg drop, sending him through an empty table, and Jeff would go for a running senton, and he would crash through the table. But because it was not an offensive move, none of the Hardys were eliminated. But Matt would be the first to be eliminated when the Dudley Boys would do a power bomb from the top rope onto the tables that was held up by the steel stairs. And so they began beating up Matt Moore, double teaming him in the audience. And a lot of amazing things have happened in New York City through the audience. And before Kofi Kingston did to Randy Orton what he did in 2009, Matt Hardy did some amazing in New York City crowd moments. And one of them was that night where he saved his brother from extra harm and fought Bubba Ray in the balcony, whacked him in the head with a chair, which sent Bubba Ray flying down onto two tables. And then Matt would take a chair and smash Devon in the head, lay him out on the table so that Jeff Hardy could deliver one of the most iconic swanton bombs on Bubba Ray Devon Dudley, eliminating both teams, thus the Hardy Boys being the winners of the amazing tag team tables match, tornado tag style, at the Royal Rumble. The next match involves another former ECW star, and that, by the way, in the beginning of the night when Taz appeared, we got a huge pop in an ECW chant. But the third match involves another ECW competitor, former ECW star, as Hardcore Holly and co-owners China and also former ECW competitor Chris Jericho faced off in a triple threat match. Now, the rivalry that Jericho and China had in late 1999 was awesome. Let me just go on the record and say that. But this match was great. It started off, it was a triple threat match with a slap fest and China being catapulted over the ring, and she sold it like Triple H sells being catapulted out of the ring during the Irish Whip. Chris Jericho and Hardcore Holly would fight, and Hardcore Holly, attempting a Hurricanrana, would get him caught in the walls of Jericho. China would come and break it up, and China and Jericho ended up fighting, and thus later on we would see Jericho save China from getting hit in the head with a chair. Wow. But either way, after that, we saw China and Jericho, co-holders of the Intercontinental Championship, do a double splash, which is likened unto the Hardy Boys. Later on in the match, we would see China put Hardcore Holly in the walls of Jericho. And I will say this, Hardcore Holly, maybe it wasn't done with as much strength and as much force as Triple H does it, but China delivered a pedigree and Hardcore Holly kicked out. But I'm amazed China kicked out of the LOD, Legion of Doom, Road Warrior-like move that was delivered from Hardcore Holly and Jericho's assist. But after using the walls of Jericho on Hardcore Holly, mocking Jericho obviously, Jericho breaks up the submission hold, goes for the Lion Tamer, moonsault, and 1, 2, 3, Jericho is the undisputed Intercontinental Champion. Baby. At number 4, the fourth match of the evening, we have the new Age Outlaws. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, D-Generation X proudly presents to you its WWF Tag Team Champions of the World, the Road Dogg Jesse James, the Bad Billy Gunn, the new Age Outlaws, as they went one-on in a tag team match defending their tag team championships against the APA, whom the new Age Outlaws admitted they feared. And APA had 2 words, butt kicking. And the match was short but very physical, and Tim White just couldn't keep control of the match. We saw Billy Gunn got the big boot while JBL was getting ready to take Road Dogg for the fallaway slam. and it got physical from there. And you should have seen how Bradshaw, before he was JBL, went for that clothesline from hell, which sent Billy Gunn flipping and doing all types of spin and flips. But thanks to X-Pac, Billy Gunn was able to go for the Famouser, which would go for the 1, 2, 3, and New Age Outlaws retain. And during the home video, we saw a lot of home video backstage. First from Taz, then Jericho, and then a home video from Road Dogg. Road Dogg was spitting bars at the home video post-match interview. Why y'all release him? Darn it! Darn it! WWE, what's up? Our next match is for the WWF Championship, and it was Triple H, WWF Champion at the time, versus Cactus Jack, because Mick Foley felt like Mankind wasn't getting the job done. And fun fact, he chose Cactus Jack because in 1997 on an episode of Monday Night Raw, it was Cactus Jack that defeated Hunter Hearst Helmsley on an episode of Monday Night Raw in 97. So he chose him for that same man again. But this is a different, much more aggressive, attitude-based Triple H. And the match started off great. Mankind, or should I say Cactus Jack, started off very strong. But Triple H won his bell and somehow or another used the chair. Cactus Jack somehow gained control as they fought in the crowd. That's one of the things I loved about the Attitude Era. They always fought in the crowd, and the crowd was crazy back then. It was fun, and they fought in the crowd as well as the entryway. Somehow or another, Triple H got a 2x4 and used it for a little bit. And this is after they fought in the entryway, and Mankind, or should I say Cactus Jack, made that strange sound he used to make in his early days fighting The Undertaker during their rivalry as he was Mankind. I can't really do the sound, but that sound he makes. But either way, got the 2x4 and tried to use it. Triple H used it, and Mankind finally got it and tried to use it himself, including clocking Triple H between the game's buttons. But either way, what's that guy's name? Earl Hebner took the barbed wire 2x4 and told the Spanish announce team to hide it, but Cactus Jack interrogated everyone like Batman did on the Dark Knight 1 and punched one of the Spanish commentators until they gave him a fresh, brand new 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire, which he used to cut open the game's skull, taking control of the match. And not only cutting open his skull, but cutting his leg as well. Because later on, Triple H, when he got a little bit of control, it was a bit even, the match was. But when the game got the weapon, he took out Cactus Jack's legs as revenge for his left leg getting cut open by the 2x4. After Triple H took control with the 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire, he got handcuffs just like The Rock did in the previous year. And fun fact, I just got through watching The Rock versus Mankind 1998, fun fact, before I came on here. But either way, like the previous year, Triple H would cuff Cactus Jack and take some chair shots to the skull. But before he did that, Cactus really did try to fight. He somehow was able to fend off Triple H's attempt to use the steel stairs and bite him like Tyson did at Holyfield. But Triple H started swinging over the head with steel chairs, and Mick Foley began baiting Triple H until The Rock came out to hit him with the chair, and then a police officer came and uncuffed Foley. Later, we will see Cactus Jack deliver a pile driver onto the announce table. Fun fact, New York announce tables don't break, because for those of you who remember Undertaker versus Stone Cold, Undertaker went for a leg drop from the top rope, which is something you don't see the Undertaker do, onto the announce table, and the table didn't break. But either way, the table didn't break that time, and they ended up in the ring. Cactus Jack got some thumbtacks, and it worked against him because he got back body dropped, and then he got pedigreed for a 2 count. The crowd went nuts when he kicked out, and then started chanting his name, but Triple H went for a pedigree onto the thumbtacks for the 1, 2, 3. But Mick Foley wasn't done because Cactus would deliver a post-match assault on Triple H with a 2x4, which would lead to a match inside Hell in a Cell at No Way Out 2000, which I will try to call. Last but not least, we have the Royal Rumble match. And the match started off with D'Lo Brown and Grandmaster Sexay, who was Jerry Lawler's son, fun fact. And Jerry Lawler was very concerned, even though it was not put in the storylines that was his son. But either way, they started off strong until Rikishi came out at number 5. When Rikishi came out at number 5, everybody popped. But before Rikishi came out, we saw something that we would see a lot during the Royal Rumble. We saw Kai Entai, evil indeed, come out and just totally disrupt the whole Royal Rumble match. And they came out several times because they were upset that they weren't in the Rumble. But what was crazy was Taka got thrown over the top rope one good time, and we didn't see him no more that night because he hit his head bad. And then we saw the Mean Street Posse, which also got on everybody's nerves. It was like little gnats that wouldn't go away. Rikishi came out at number 5 and just threw out everybody. After Rikishi came out at number 5, Scotty came out with number 6, and Rikishi would dance off with the Too Cool, Sexay, and Scotty before eliminating them both. No hard feelings, and they shook hands. But in that match, Rikishi eliminated 7 men. Scotty 2 Hotty and Grandmaster Sexay, a future star in Christian, Mosh, who was The Rock's concern, sarcastically, Viscera, God rest his soul, Steve Blackman, and of course, who was the 7th guy he eliminated? Too Cool, Steve Blackman, Chris D'Lo. I apologize. D'Lo. 7 eliminations, which would be broken the next year by Kane. And it took 6 men to eliminate him. We would see, and the fans booed, we would see Edge. Edge would come out at number 13, and Jericho would get a pop at Edge came out at number 13, and Chris Jericho got a pop from the crowd at number 15, eliminating Bob Backlund. China came in at number 17, and the fans started chanting, "We want Rock." China would eliminate Jericho and then immediately get eliminated by the Boss Man. Road Dogg would come in at number 19, and fans would sing along to his song, "Oh, you didn't know? You better call somebody." And later on, we would see Jerry Lawler after Al Snow came in with no head, so no one was excited. After that, Jerry started saying where The Rock was, and The Rock comes out at number 24 and gets a bigger pop than Chris Jericho did and would eliminate Big Boss Man immediately before everyone started ganging up on The Rock because they were mad about being called a jabroni. Later on, we would see everyone gang up on The Rock, and then Billy Gunn comes in at number 25, and Big Show comes in at number 26, eliminates Tess, who had an amazing showing, by the way. We saw, as well as Gangrel, Bradshaw, thanks to the Mean Street Posse, got eliminated later on. He came in at number 27. Kane comes in at number 28, choke slams and eliminates Albert and Val Venus. Hello, ladies. Then we would see Show eliminate the Godfather, who many thought was popular. With all due respect, I like him as a wrestler, not as the character pimp, because I don't endorse pimps. I know Jerry Law was the happiest man alive because we all know he worships women. But either way, the Godfather comes out with his hopes. You got to put a PE at it. Hopes. And X-Pac comes in at number 30. Show eliminates the Godfather. Rock eliminates Al Slow. Billy Gunn turns on his own partner, Road Dogg. Kane eliminates Gunn. And the ref didn't see The Rock eliminate X-Pac, who had a nasty fall, but later on came in and eliminated Kane, which would leave X-Pac, Big Show, and The Rock. And of course, X-Pac, as well as, Kane's gone. And Big Show and The Rock got that Bronco Buster before the Big Show eliminated X-Pac, and the ref saw that one. And it was left to The Rock and the Big Show. And the Big Show would try to eliminate The Rock by deciding where he wanted to throw him, but that's where he made the mistake of deciding where he was going to throw the Great One over and underestimating The Rock. And because he underestimated The Rock took advantage and reversed the move so that he could eliminate the Big Show, and The Rock wins the Royal Rumble 2000 Madison Square Garden and begins his road to WrestleMania. Like I said, I'm going to try and call some of the stuff from No Way Out. Can't make any promises, but that's my plan. And very soon we will have a review from the Attitude Era playlist. But for now, I want to ask, what do you think about the Royal Rumble 2000? Good times, I know you think. But let me know specifically what you think. That's all the time I got for you today on The Danny Show. I'll see you next time, everyone.